The annual UT Good Systems Symposium took place on the 3rd and 4th of April. The event welcomed leaders from a variety of fields to discuss the ethical considerations and future challenges of AI systems.
Oops, not her fault. So, yeah,
Okay, just so we're
wants.
organized.
Oh.
Yeah, she
What
do
did we just
be.
show with that camera?
It was like.
What's up?
Is there anything you need
Is this
me
a
to
good
do right
size?
You're
Yep.
just gonna
Yeah.
order after, right?
now? Yeah.
Okay, right now.
I can do a teleprompter though if you need me to.
Someone's doing that teleprompter too, right?
Wait, does that one work?
This
Trent's
one's
doing that
Trent.
teleprompter.
Yeah, Trent's there.
Yeah, but
Here.
who's
So
doing it?
teleprompters are good.
Okay.
You're full directed.
Yes.
Control room, I'm gonna just hope it's organized. Camera should be good. I think.
Why are we live on YouTube? Wait, can they hear us?
What?
10 minutes is
Yeah.
a little.
No.
Oh, thank God.
Well,
No, it's just fun.
maybe occasionally.
it.
Yeah, so just be careful.
We can hear you guys.
Can I say I love you now?
No, it's just fuzzy.
Okay, well, which
one?
Hi, Mom, I love you.
Oh no, we've actually. Yeah, they've been hearing us for this.
Have I said anything?
Oh, they started playing your package.
Mine?
Are we good? For like a hot second.
Oh my god, did they hear me saying that?
That'd be funny. Bro.
Oh yeah, there was like a decent amount of time. Is that the YouTube stream? Everyone, we're live. Sound too. Live on all platforms. Oh yeah, so it's youtube.com. I mean, you and this one.
That's so funny. That is so funny. I'm not allowed to speak. It's the whispering for me.
I don't know where trying to plant.
What were you talking about?
Okay. It's my cable.
Okay, we're very much got volume now. Just
I'm gonna go ahead and put my computer away.
No, who would have been nice to know.
the computer we're using for the other conference.
Yeah, Trent's using that one.
Do you know where Trent is? I'm not sure. Just try to find let me know which mic. Donate. Give us money. Roo, start talking.
Hi, my name is Roo. Thanks for watching. This is TSTV. We're doing 24/7. It's a fundraiser we do where we're live for all the hours of the week. We've put in a lot of work. If you want to donate, you can go to supportstudentvoices.org. We'd really appreciate it. Support student journalists. We're kind of the future of the news, so you're going to want to support us.
Is Roo good? Okay, bring the mic closer and keep talking.
Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Tonight on Texas News Primetime.
Run script?
Let's run script.
Alright, let's run script.
Tonight on Texas News Primetime, an iconic UT bar and restaurant is permanently relocating.
If we're technically live.
Oh, what's pre-T, so it's fine.
We're gonna run PTs anyway.
Yeah.
They're just seeing the behind the scenes.
Yeah, welcome to the behind the scenes of Texas News
How are we
Primetime.
doing on mics? We can get them fun facts.
Fun facts. What kind of fun facts, Hope?
Rue is wearing slippers right now.
Fun fact, I am wearing Target knockoff Uggs.
Those are actually slippers.
We think.
I like them.
No, they're Target. Thank you. Not. That was kind of lame to say. Fun fact. In there. TSTV has what, 21 channels? Split between news, entertainment, sports, narration, maybe anime?
I thought it was like narrative.
Narrative, that's what I meant.
Yeah, we just have some shows where we narrate.
Where we just audio podcast. That's the drag, actually.
Yes, my friend.
Now a part of Texas Student Media.
Yes.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, we love the drag. Drag is great.
And Quigley.
Should listen to their stuff too.
My friend is in Hookbang, so shout out to her because it's a new show.
It's the one where they try foods, right?
Mhm.
That sounds so fun. Yeah.
I'm ready to rant about equipment.
Are we good on mic?
What building is this?
HSM.
All right, can they hear me all right?
Fun fact, we filmed
Okay,
HSM.
so my name is Angela Santos. Tonight we'll be talking about many things. One of them is a package I made about AI, which is pretty cool because I worked really hard on it, and I hope y'all like it.
Can I hand you this, Hope?
Which one is working?
Just give it to you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's hope that Trent gets back in time.
Where'd Trent go?
Okay, can they? Oh,
I don't know. I wasn't in control.
Mics are good.
okay, cool.
We have people to run it.
Yeah, JM. You want an impromptu?
Laptop's open. Sure. Just bring the mics closer to you and speak up.
Check one.
How close though?
Your face.
I think this is the one that like. Oh, never mind.
Sound better?
Is this okay?
That seems like a good distance. Oh, your shirt looks black on TV.
Yeah, it does. Oh, it's green. Forgot.
It's not how light. You looked out.
It is.
That's what I'm wondering.
Turning blue now, even though he's green.
Actually,
He's like a phantom. It's half. I think it has to be more of a lime green on it.
Yeah. Tonight on Texas News Primetime, an iconic UT bar and restaurant is permanently relocating.
A U.S. Army sergeant is convicted of murdering a Black Lives Matter protester.
And Tennessee Representative Justin Jones will be reinstated.
You're watching Texas News Primetime.
News made for Longhorns. Tonight on Texas News Primetime, an iconic UT bar and restaurant is permanently relocating.
A U.S. Army sergeant is convicted of murdering a Black Lives Matter protester.
And Tennessee Representative Justin Jones will be reinstated.
You're watching Texas News Primetime.
News made for Longhorns.
We have extra and floor director for teleprompter.
Myers, is that changing? That I'm introducing you and not Bosker? Or one of us?
You can also use teleprompter.
Can someone put that in?
I think I might be the one introducing you.
Okay, well, if you see Bosker at the end of A block, just substitute it for Myers.
Okay.
And he's.
I'm like so sorry, Mars. Just comment real quick.
Oh my, you have got to keep touching it. I can't keep doing this.
It's gonna.
Tonight on Texas News Primetime, an iconic UT bar and restaurant is permanently relocating.
A U.S. Army sergeant is convicted of murdering a Black Lives Matter protester.
And Tennessee Representative Justin Jones will be reinstated.
You're watching Texas News Primetime.
News made for Longhorns. Good evening and welcome to Texas News Primetime. For Monday, April 10th, I'm Roo Moody.
And I'm Angela Santos. Thank you for joining us.
For Primetime on campus, the University of Texas has announced Hayes Barnard as the keynote speaker for the Spring 2023 commencement ceremony. Barnard is the founder, chairman, and CEO of the company Good Leap, and the nonprofit Give Power, both of which focus on sustainability efforts. The Moody College of Communication also named Glenn Powell to give the keynote address at Moody's graduation ceremony. Powell, a former radio, television, film student at UT, is a Hollywood writer and actor, widely known for his recent role in Top Gun Maverick. The university-wide ceremony will be held May 6th at 7:30 p.m. at Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium, and the Moody College of Communication graduation ceremony will be held May 5th at 1 p.m. at the Moody Center. The well-known West Campus restaurant and bar, Cain and Abel's, is permanently relocating. The current building, located at Rio Grande and 24th Street, will be demolished, and the land will be used to develop student housing. Established in 1991, Cain and Abel's has been a long-time popular spot among UT students, causing some uproar and reaction to this news. The new location will be just 2 blocks away at 907 West 24th Street. The last day of operation at the original location will be April 28th, and the new location is expected to be open in May. Stephen F. Austin State University may soon become a part of the University of Texas system. The bill that would approve this integration into the UT system, House Bill 2639, was recently approved by the Texas House Committee on Higher Education. The final steps for this bill are approval from both the State House and Senate, as well as being signed into action by Governor Greg Abbott. If it becomes a part of the UT system, the university would be able to keep both its name and mascot.
For primetime locally, Daniel Perry, a U.S. Army sergeant, has been found guilty of the murder of Air Force veteran Garrett Foster during a Black Lives Matter protest in 2020. After an 8-day trial and 2 days of verdict deliberations, Perry was found not guilty of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. However, the murder conviction has left him facing a maximum of life imprisonment. On Saturday, Governor Greg Abbott tweeted that he was already working on a pardon for Perry, calling Perry's conviction an attempt to nullify Texas standard ground laws. We are still waiting for the results of Perry's sentencing and possible pardon. With the recent bodies that have been pulled from Lady Bird Lake, the city of Austin has increased police patrols around Rainey Street and stationed more park rangers along the Ann Butler hike and bike trail. Zoe Kadri, city council member for Austin's District 9, is adamantly advocating for increased safety measures such as halo cameras in the area since the first body was pulled from the lake in February. Other community members have also recommended the city team up with the Texas Alcohol and Beverage Commission and Rainey Street Bar owners to build awareness of the situation and limit the sale of alcohol in the area. On Monday, a new nonprofit organization by the name of Zilker 351 announced their mission to preserve the 350 acres of Zilker Metropolitan Park. Previously, Austin Parks and Recreation Department has released future plans for Zilker Park. This plan included adding more parking garages, bridges for pedestrians, and more. Zilker 351's advisory panel has representation from 16 nonprofit organizations and vendors that work within and around Zilker Park. Zilker 351 hopes to focus its support through fundraising and advocacy and is ready to help implement improvements when the time arises.
For Texas News, U.S. District Judge Matthew Kaczmarek of Lubbock ruled the Food and Drug Administration improperly approved the abortion pill mifepristone over 20 years ago. The ruling has caused a nationwide pause to the FDA's approval, set to take place in 7 days. U.S. District Judge Thomas O. Rice of Washington State issued a ruling for a separate case within hours, blocking the FDA from pulling the drug from the market. A 6-year-old boy is presumed dead by police after his mother gave various stories to explain his absence. The boy, Noel Rodriguez Alvarez, was last seen in October, around the time his mother gave birth to twin girls, and was described to be appearing unhealthy and malnourished. Everman Police Chief Craig Spencer said, "Searches for the boy's body have primarily been near the family's home in the city of Everman, which is just south of Fort Worth." The Texas House of Representatives passed a $302.7 billion budget on Thursday as they decide to fund the state for the next 2 years. $137 billion of the budget comes from state revenue, and almost half of that will go to public school education. House Appropriations Committee Chair Greg Bonin said, quote, If you vote against this budget, you are voting against the largest increase in the state funding for the foundation school program in Texas history." End quote.
For Primetime Nation, this past Wednesday in Michigan, a 1931 abortion ban was repealed by Governor Gretchen Whitmer. A citizen-led effort to enshrine abortion rights in the state constitution received more signatures than any other ballot's proposal in state history. In a statement, Whitmer said, quote, "We're going to take action to make sure that our statutes and our laws reflect our values and our constitution," end quote. Michigan joins California and Vermont, who also enshrined abortion rights in their state's constitution last November, following the overturning of Roe v. Wade. The EPA is now forcing 60% of U.S. car sales to be electric vehicles by 2032. The requirement is set to regulate auto pollution limits and ensure that EVs make up between 54 to 60% of all new cars sold in the U.S. by 2030. However, this new ruling is also set to create urgency for those installing EV chargers and for upgrading our current electric grid to support the influx of new cars. The Tennessee House GOP expelled 2 Democrats for participating in a protest against gun violence. State Representatives Justin Jones and Justin Pearson were with protesters inside the Senate chambers, following the mass shooting at a school in Nashville, Tennessee. Following their expulsion, President Biden spoke with the 3 representatives to thank them for standing up for democratic values. Just this afternoon, the Associated Press reported Jones was reinstated by the Nashville Governing Council. Pearson, meanwhile, will undergo a similar vote and may be reinstated on Wednesday.
For Primetime World, the Israeli police raided a revered holy site in Jerusalem early Wednesday morning. The raid took place at the Al-Aqsa Mosque on the Gaza Strip and led to the arrest of hundreds of Palestinians after they barricaded themselves inside the mosque. The raid set off rocket fire from Gaza and, in return, airstrikes from Israel. Israel raided the compound a second time Wednesday night, and the day ended with a total of 37 Palestinians and 2 Israeli officers injured. The Pentagon is opening a new investigation after classified war documents detailing the U.S. and NATO's plans for assisting the Ukrainian military were leaked on Twitter and Telegram. Telegram is a social networking app created in Russia in 2013 that has more than 500 million users. Analysts claim the documents have been modified to underestimate the number of Russian troops killed, leading them to believe it might be Russia attempting to spread misinformation about the war. This past Wednesday, United States House Speaker Kevin McCarthy became the most senior elected official to meet with the president from Taiwan in the U.S. since diplomatic relations were established. McCarthy met with President Tsai Ing-wen in California at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library to discuss China's most recent aggressions towards Taiwan. Ms. Tsai praised members of Congress for their support, while China condemned the U.S. and Taiwan for the meeting.
For Primetime Verifies, United States Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas is under fire following a ProPublica report discussing gifts he received from Republican donor Harlan Crow. According to ProPublica's investigation, Thomas has been on trips with Crow and other guests, including executives and activists, with these trips not being disclosed by the judge. The report referenced the opinion of 2 ethics laws experts who said that the failure to report these trips could violate post-Watergate financial disclosure laws. The Ethics in Government Act from 1978 requires certain federal officials, including Supreme Court justices, to file financial disclosure reports that include gifts as well as other relevant financial information. This law was recently expanded upon according to a letter from the Director of the Administrative Office of the U.S. Courts to Senator Sheldon Whitehouse in March. According to the ProPublica report, Crow is influential in conservative politics related to business, and this while he and his firm have had no cases before the Supreme Court during Thomas's tenure on the court has heard cases that affect real estate. In a statement to ProPublica, Crow said no pending cases were discussed between him and the judge, and he is not aware of any other guests attempting to influence cases either. Crow also said Thomas and his wife never asked for these trips and that they are no different from those extended to other friends. In a statement, Thomas discussed how these trips did not need to be reported previously and also referenced the now changing reporting guidelines as of last month and how he intends to follow them in the future. As part of TSTV's 24/7 programming, we will be having discussions with staff members in place of commercial breaks. This is Primetime Opinion, Tower Talks, where our staff will be discussing current events and politics.
Joining us now is Kevin Myers to talk about equipment in TSTV. Welcome, Kevin. Thanks for coming on.
Hi, I wasn't originally supposed to be here, so this is interesting.
We're glad to have you.
And my shirt is disappearing because I'm wearing green. So yes, we are participating in 24/7 this week, which means we're not going to have any commercial breaks. And given the number of technical issues we experienced just in getting set up for this show, we thought it was a great opportunity to explain to our audience why it's so important that you donate. Just this evening, we've had issues with teleprompters. They're currently not working properly. As you can see, audio has been a challenge this evening. Our normal wireless lavalier microphones are not working properly. Additionally, we haven't had a feed of the teleprompter into the control room working in months. So the people who are watching me now, the director and the technical director, have no idea what I'm about to say, which is a fun little game to play. But well, what I do need to say is that please donate to support TSTV to get us working equipment so that we can produce a show, because everyone here works incredibly hard every single day, putting in blood, sweat, and tears to put on an incredible show. I'm incredibly proud of every single one of our staff members here. So please log on to supportstudentvoices.org to donate money to Texas Student Television so that we can replace a lot of the things that are causing so many issues.
As a reminder, this is not objective reporting, and the opinions expressed during Tower Talks are those of the staff members presenting them and are not necessarily representative of PrimeTime or TSTV as a whole. Thanks for coming on, Kevin.
No problem.
With us now, we'll have Joseph Sweeney, our business correspondent, coming on. How are you doing, Joseph?
I'm doing good. Got my business tie on today. It's been a while since I've worn it, but I'm glad I'm back.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Totally.
Thanks for bearing with us as we go through all these technical difficulties due to a lack of funding. Tell us what's going on in the business world.
All right. Samsung has announced that it will cease production of its chips after profits plummeted over 95%. Samsung cited a slow global economy and COVID as reasons to shut down production. Even after announcing this news, the firm's stock rose 4%. Samsung developed chips for GPUs, DRAM, and other components for computers. In an interview with CNN, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon said a recession in the economy is more likely after the dual failure of Silicon Valley and Signature banks. Dimon states that there are, quote, storm clouds ahead, end quote, and that he was confident the Senate would come to a solution on the debt ceiling. But more strife is ahead before a compromise is made. He assured CNN that he is confident the bank failure is nothing like the 2008 recession and hopes there will be a quick resolution to solve this financial crisis. Finally, esports company CLG has been acquired by NRG, another esports company. CLG was one of the oldest companies in the gaming space, dating back to 2010. After the acquisition of CLG, massive layoffs at the company occurred, with most workers from CLG being laid off. It appears that the esports bubble continues to pop as corporations face increasing economic downturn and struggle. Only time will tell if these companies will bounce back from this.
Thanks for coming on, Joseph, and updating us in the world of business. Here to talk about STEM, we have Kevin Bosker. How you doing, Kevin?
It's been a crazy day, I'll tell you that for sure, but I'm doing pretty swell. How are you?
Good to hear it. It has been crazy as we adjust to not having our normal lav mics and teleprompters being broken, but here we are, still reporting.
As always.
So tell us, what's been going on in STEM?
All right, well, leading pharmaceutical firm Moderna says it's confident that vaccines for cancer, cardiovascular disease, and other conditions will be ready by 2030. Experts say studies on the vaccines have been showing tremendous progress, with the success of the COVID vaccine having helped with the process. The firm is currently working on several cancer vaccines that target different tumor types. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration recently granted Moderna's personal cancer vaccine breakthrough therapy designation, meaning its regulatory review will be expedited. Chinese scientists have released long-awaited data about the origin of the COVID-19 pandemic. A research team in China published the first peer-reviewed analysis of samples taken from over 3 years ago from the humane seafood and wildlife market, which has been linked to the outbreak of the COVID-19. The study revealed swabs from the market had tested positive for COVID, as well as genetic materials from wild animals. Scientists say that this could further evidence that the disease was initially transmitted to humans from a wild animal. However, there is no definite conclusion. NASA revealed the 4 astronauts who will helm the first crewed moon mission in 5 decades on Monday. The mission, called Artemis II, is set to take off in November 2024. The astronauts who will make the journey include NASA's Reed Wiseman, who will serve as commander on the mission, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and the Canadian Space Agency, Jeremy Hansen, who will be the first Canadian to travel into deep space. The journey, which is expected to last 10 days, will send the crew beyond the moon and might be the furthest any human has traveled in history. Artemis 2 is set to pave the way for Artemis 3 Artemis's 3 mission later in the decade, which NASA promises that will put the first woman of color and the first woman on the moon. On April 3rd through 4th, UT held this year's annual Good Systems Synopsis at an event regarding the ethics use of artificial intelligence. PrimeTime reporter Angela Santos attended the synopsis and spoke to a professor involved in AI technology.
The annual UT Good Systems Symposium took place on the 3rd and 4th of April. The event welcomes leaders from a variety of fields to discuss the ethical considerations and future challenges of AI systems.
PrimeTime opinion is going to be
part of
also
that
just
interplanetary exploration, and this is still a big frontier for us in robotics.
One of these speakers was UT Informatics Professor Fleischman, who defined ChatGPT as a large language model trained with large amounts of data that allow it to produce high-quality text, as well as the overall use of AI in the workplace and academics.
To be more easily potentially augmented on the one hand or replaced on the other hand. And so this is part of why journalists are suddenly paying so much attention to AI, because of the stake of journalists in this. It's why artists, why office workers, why so many different occupations are potentially affected.
Will robots be our friends? It used to be, will robots take my job? Now it's ChatGPT.
So I think that the key to teaching and learning with ChatGPT and related technologies is being aware that the technology is there, that it can be used, and thinking about how to leverage it in a way that's going to promote and foster student learning as opposed to detract from it.
Fleischman is a lead on the Smart Hands 2 project. The project aims to put AI in the hands of skilled workers as a tool rather than replacing human workers with machinery.
So we're actually embedding sensing capabilities and edge intelligence into the tools, giving workers real-time feedback on their tool use to make sure we're going to avoid repetitive stress injuries.
The symposium this year focused on the future of AI and how to be built to be equitable to everyone in society.
I think it's important. AI is going to have different effects on different people in different situations. We want to make sure that AI is going to be a benefit to society, a benefit to humanity. We need to be thinking about the end users and everyone in society who's affected as we design AI-based systems.
For Texas News Primetime, this is Angela. Welcome back to Texas News Primetime. As a reminder, as we move into our next segment of Tower Talks, this is not objective reporting, and the opinions expressed during Tower Talks are those of the staff members representing them and are not necessarily representative of Primetime or TSTV as a whole. For this next segment, is Elon Musk's presence good or bad for Austin, or what else would you like to talk about, Aiden? Welcome on.
Hi Angie, how are you doing today?
I'm all right, thank you, Aiden.
Well, I'm here to talk about Elon Musk. My maybe favorite Austinite? Who knows? But I'm tired of Elon. We hear too much about him. We have a story about him almost every week. I try to say no more Elon stories, but I see them every week. I'm tired of it. Let's talk about something else for once. What do you think about Elon, Angie?
There's definitely been some interesting news about Elon. And as a person that tries to stay objective, I would say that he is an interesting figure.
Well, I'm behind the scenes, so I don't have to be objective. I'm not a fan of Elon. I say, let's talk about Grimes more. She's much more interesting.
She is interesting, and I would say that I believe it is rumored that she actually performed at the 21st Co-op.
She did. I've heard that rumor. I've seen the pictures. I still don't believe it, but that's what I've heard.
I think it's possible. I mean, the comments in there is pretty cool, and I believe that it's rumored that she didn't necessarily do so great, as allegedly said by them. However, I think it would be cool to see her live perform.
I do think of all co-ops that Grimes would perform at, 21st is the one.
It does seem her vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never met her, so I don't really know her vibe, you know?
Me neither, but I hope to meet her one day. She seems pretty interesting.
Me too.
Don't know how she puts up with Elon, but I'm hearing I think we need to wrap it up.
We do need to wrap it up. How does it feel being on the other side of the scene?
Feels pretty great.
Nice. You should come up here more often, Aiden. I am very curious to hear your other opinions and just how you would be as a reporter.
I'm not, but thanks.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Coming on now for our segment of Press Box on Primetime, we have Alex Alvarez. How are you doing today, Alex? Alex, sorry.
I am doing fantastic. I'm not quite as snazzy as my colleagues here at TSTV, but as someone in the crowd mentioned, you know, I'm doing the sports segment. I gotta bring it down a notch, get a little more casual with the fans. But I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. Thank you so much for asking. Now, Alex, bring us up to date in what's happening in sports.
Let's do it. So this Saturday marked the most anticipated UFC card we've seen in ages, with Israel Adesanya facing off against Alex Pereira for their second UFC fight, and Jorge Masvidal facing Gilbert Burns as the co-main event. So Adesanya reclaimed the middleweight belt by defeating Pereira via knockout. The first round started off a bit slow, but the second round was nothing but electric, with Pereira throwing haymakers left and right, going to town on Adesanya before Izzy countered and quite literally slept Alex, or as in Izzy's words, had Alex frozen like Elsa. This was especially important for Adesanya, given he'd lost 3 fights previously to Pereira, twice via knockout, once via decision with a 1 KO coming in a kickboxing league outside the UFC, and the most recent, just 4 months ago, right here, you could see Pereira teeing off on Adesanya, leaving him traumatized afterward. He couldn't believe it. There you see him holding up the 3-0. But for the time being, Adesanya gets the last laugh and puts this Pereira chapter behind him. And instant victory in UFC history, which you're going to see right here against Ben Askren. About 5 seconds in, he's like, "Come here, buddy." Boom, and he's out. The quickest knockout in UFC history right there. Look at him. And when asked in the press conference afterward, he said that for a second knockout in the same year. And later that year, he faced off against the OG, the great Nate Diaz, and defeated him as well to earn the BMF belt presented by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson right there. Whether you call him Game Red, Street Jeezy, my braids looking like that. But he goes down as a legend with a record of 35-17, but above all, one of the most popular UFC fighters of all time.
I know you talked about it earlier on the segment, but just how monumental was Adesanya's victory of Pereira?
Yeah, no, it was a monumental victory, right? It was more of a psychological victory than anything. Like, anyone who follows UFC and fighting, they know that Adesanya is a better fighter overall, but when someone has beaten you 3 times and knocked you out cold twice, it does something to your head. So for him to go back in and defeat him 4 months later shows his resilience as a fighter. Like, fighting is a crazy thing. It's not like the NBA or, you know, baseball. Football's a little bit more physical, so there's some elements of it, but when it's 1v1, you versus another person, and you're like having to talk all this mess to each other, and you could literally get knocked out and embarrassed, for you to go back in right off the bat and prove yourself again says a lot about your character. And I think McGregor did it against Diaz several years ago, so it was cool to see Adesanya do that.
Wow, thank you so much. So the NBA play in the tournaments in this week and playoffs starting this coming weekend, there's so much going on. What are your predictions?
My predictions, the easy prediction is saying the Bucks are going to win the title this year. What I don't want to see is the Celtics go back to the finals. What I would like to see is Joel Embiid lead the 76ers to their first NBA finals in 2 decades, since Allen Iverson played when I was like a little kid. What I want to see out of the West is LeBron James take the Lakers all the way to the finals and win it. Win his last ring of his career, go down as the undisputable GOAT. I think he already is the GOAT. So that's what I want to see. What I would have loved to see is my Mavericks in the playoffs, but you know, we got to get that 10th pick and move on for next year. But that's my prediction. I say Lakers go win one more for Bron, and maybe Giannis in the finals on the other side, or Embiid. Hopefully not Jason Tatum.
Right on, Alec. Thank you so much for coming on today. As we head into our final segment of Primetime Opinion, a quick reminder that this is not objective reporting, and the opinions expressed during Tower Talks are those of the staff member presenting them and are not necessarily representative of Primetime or TSTV as a whole. For our final segment of Tower Talks, what are your thoughts on Taylor Swift's Era Tour? Coming on now is Paisley. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here and talk about something that I am so passionate about. I am a big Taylor Swift fan, so asking me about the Eras Tour is a lot to unpack. But let's start with her clothes, because that has just been something that has amazed me. She's got Louboutins, bedazzled custom Louboutins that she wears on stage every single night. Taylor did not come to play for this tour. I saw her back on her Fearless tour when I was about 6 years old. She was fantastic then. She's even better now. Her bedazzled outfit and her blazer for her song The Man, fantastic, and her little dress for Folklore is very Stevie Nicks-esque, and I love Stevie Nicks, so her fashion is fantastic. And the next thing I'd like to cover is the set list. She's got some amazing hits on the set list. However, it's not the set list I would choose. Hot take, there's too much Evermore on her set list. We needed more debut. I would have loved to heard Picture to Burn every night, or Tim McGraw, or Should Have Said No. Or Teardrops on My Guitar. That would have been fantastic to hear. But she decided that she didn't want to do her debut. And she only does one song from Speak Now. It's no longer Speak Now, it's Speak Never. So, yeah, I think that she's doing a fantastic job, and I would sell a kidney to go see her tour in Houston. Please let me know if you have tickets. Thank you.
Wow, Paisley. If I were Taylor, I would give you tickets. You seem like such an amazing and dedicated fan, and a slight burn on that as well. But thank you so much for coming on here. And as of now, we are going to go to entertainment.
I stay here.
Okay, cool. Cool. And this is on cross. So tell us more on entertainment.
In the entertainment world, the Super Mario Bros. Movie won big this weekend at the domestic and worldwide box offices. The animated film, based on the famous Italian plumber, brought in over $200 million in domestic markets, plus an additional $173 million worldwide. The worldwide opening broke the record for the highest box office launch for an animated film since Frozen 2 in 2019. The opening has become a healthy indicator for the theaters and upcoming summer box office.
What has led to the film's massive success?
I think that Mario has been around forever, and it's got several generations of people who played Mario and people who just have Mario instilled in their lives. So I think it's just a classic thing that all generations can bond on, and everybody has been touched by Mario games in some way. Hollywood has announced a slew of reboots happening at multiple studios. Over at Warner Bros., a deal is being finalized to adapt the Harry Potter books again into a 7-season-long television series on HBO Max. J.K. Rowling is spearheading the development of the show, as well as earning a producer title. At Disney, a Moana live-action remake announced with Auli Cravalho and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson returning to their respective roles. The projects are still in development stages. However, it is noteworthy that both announcements were met with negative reactions.
What is your reaction to this influx of remakes?
I don't know why a lot of them are being made, but I think it's very interesting that the Harry Potter is being rebooted. I myself am not a Harry Potter fan, but I'm very excited for Moana. I love the music, and I love Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, so that should be something to look for. Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn have officially broken up after rumors have been circulating over the weekend. The singer and actor who began dating in 2016 have kept their relationship hidden over the years from tabloids. Alwyn had been helping Swift with her albums, including Midnights, where he earned a writing credit. A source close to the pair stated that the two split on good terms and plan to stay friends.
What has the aftermath looked like on social media?
There has been a lot of sadness. I know I saw a couple of people jumping on the Cornelia street sign and trying to tear it down. People have been leaving flowers at what was speculated to be Taylor's old apartment. And people are just really torn apart. I've seen a couple of people say that, quote, love is no longer real. After she wrote several love songs about him, I think this is something that really hurt myself and a lot of other Swifties.
Oh. Thank you so much for that and coming on today, Paisley. And as always, you can follow Texas News Primetime and TSTV News on social media just by searching. Also, take us with you on the go by subscribing to our podcast available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. From all of us at TSTV News, thank you for starting your week with us this evening. Now, go out and change your world. Okay, is audio on?
I thought sports came on at 9:30.
Is audio on?
Why are we all quiet? I mean,
We're waiting for the sound to come on.
well, yeah, but we can talk.
How are we gonna know when it comes on?
Yeah.
Come back. It's probably on now.
Yeah.
I can call it.
It's on there.
Go in and 2 buttons.
Hello.
Oh, that's the signal.
Is that the signal?
Oh, there's actually whales. Right?
Yeah, that's what we're doing next.
Does anybody?
Okay, guys, we're gonna do team selfie real quick.
We're going to do our primetime wrap-up now, and in a moment we will have Primetime Whales, a tier list of the best and worst whales ranked by staff member Nick.
No, you can even get my last name.
Nick Pants.
That's close, yeah.
Here, can you get this camera going?
And me.
And Will. Will is also going to do. Will Ashcroft will do.
Oh, so you get
No, get this camera, Hayden.
Nick Pants and Will Ashcroft will do.
There we go. Awesome.
Primetime Whales.
Everybody's getting the shot a little bit.
Can I do a small rant very about SeaWorld on Primetime Whales?
SeaWorld? Oh, about like how they
I think that's fair game.
SeaWorld.
All right, everybody in the shot. Okay. All right.
I'm like.
Okay.
No, wait, which camera?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
It's
All right.
Oh, no, this one.
camera 2.
All right, camera 2, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're live on YouTube right now.
Okay, guys. Just get over a little bit. Hi, guys. My name is Kevin. We all good? Hi, guys. My name is Kevin Bosker. I'm the executive producer of Texas News Primetime. After every show, we usually have a post-meeting show, but today, since it's 24/7, we're going to do it live right in front of you guys. So, without further ado, today's show was a fun one. Wouldn't you guys say at the very least?
It was surprisingly smooth, actually.
It actually did, based on how little time we had to set up.
The voices won't leave my head.
The voices won't leave your head. Well, I mean, hopefully the whales come in soon. But overall, I mean, like in terms of a lot of different stuff in the control room, I know Aiden behind the scenes. We have a lot to thank for him. He did a lot of great work. I was gonna say let's ask him on his thoughts, but he's not here.
Here he is.
Oh, there he is.
What are your thoughts on tonight's show, Aiden?
Speak of the man. All right, Aiden, what do you think about today's show?
It went all right.
Went all right. Okay, so let's talk about graphics today. Like in terms of graphics, what could we possibly improve on? I know there was one thing that I think that was on me. I misspelled something, right?
It was supposed to be expulsion, and you said explosion, which sounds inappropriate.
Also, protocol.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be patrol. From
Yeah,
the story.
definitely. And Moderana.
I kept saying Moderana.
The Taiwan graphic is also flipped.
And then you said humane instead of Hunan.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Taiwan visited McCarthy. McCarthy didn't visit Taiwan.
Auto check is in existence, and you can right click on something and tell if you're spelling it wrong, I guess.
Well, those were spelled right.
Yeah, they were spelled right.
No, I just said them wrong.
It's okay, Kevin.
We're students. We're here to make mistakes.
Do they make Grammarly for Adobe
Today's
products?
show is sponsored, but it's not actually. It's not sponsored by
It'd be
Grammarly.
nice to get sponsored at all, to be honest.
I pay for Grammarly.
If we had a sponsor, we wouldn't have all these tech problems.
Yeah, come on, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They didn't give us money.
Yeah, so basically to summarize graphics, I messed up one. Okay. Moving on. Sound, I mean, as you guys can tell, I'm holding a mic, which
This is suboptimal.
it's not the most optimal thing ever.
C, wasn't it? Plan C on microphones?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, it sounds better.
It does, and that's like.
Labs
it
didn't
adds
work.
something to the desk.
Booms didn't work. So here we are.
Remember during A block?
Oh, I think it might have.
Not the best visual.
We couldn't hear it over Teams.
Which isn't on
Yeah,
us.
we
They're not
couldn't
really going to
hear
be paying attention to that, but I think if we can get the lav mics working, it definitely looks better for us when we're submitting stuff to internships.
I just.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like just wired mics. I mean, if we could have someone on the desk, that would be nice. Like, I don't know.
If they
Like,
weren't visible in the camera, it would be good.
Interviews, like imagine
Oh, yeah.
when you're in the it's just it becomes a thing rather when it's lav mics you're just speaking and you can kind of forget that it's an interview.
It gives early 2000s, like the lav mics are like.
It gives alpha male podcasts.
It does.
These are purely opinions, so let's make sure. Let's just establish that real quick. This is not Primetime Tower Talks. So, like in terms of control room, is there anything else you want to comment on, Aiden? I mean, sound, graphics, and TriCaster was acting a little funny. I think we were thinking about. I mean, you were discussing how, like, at the very end of a graphic, it immediately that goes out for some odd reason, right? So
It always does that.
yeah. So for a temporary solution, is to add a frame hold to expand it longer, and then we can exit the graphic earlier. So I think that's probably the best case scenario going forward. So if you are making over the shoulders, who here makes over the shoulders? Just out of curiosity, like
Aiden.
It's just Aiden
Me
and
somewhat
Myers.
frequently.
I know Will has made a few here and there. Graphics.
You were on it with OTSs today.
Well, yeah, but
Oh yeah, Bosker did a lot of the over-the-shoulders today, hence the
mistakes,
spelling errors.
apparently.
OTSs. That's
We did have them.
something.
Guys, I want to be the PrimeTime spell checker. Please let me look at your stuff. I know how to spell words. My mom is a teacher. I have it drilled into my brain.
Oh yeah, Bosker, have you like not watched the news in the last 3 years? Because it's pronounced Moderna.
No, because
How'd you pronounce it?
no, because I knew it was wrong when I was saying it.
Channel are we on right now?
Channel
32. No, I knew it was wrong when I
And
was
we're on
saying it,
YouTube.
but for some reason I could not like put it in my. You know, you have just something drilled in your head, and I don't know. I just kept.
We told you it was Moderna during pre-production.
That's my point. I couldn't remember. So, you know.
Okay.
Spell it out phonetically next time in rundown.
Moderna.
This is usually how these things go,
You don't know
huh?
how to say and phonetically
Yeah.
spell it.
Broadcast scripts don't have to be spell checked, but like the graphics definitely do. Well, phonetically. Well, they need to be phonetically then.
Spell checks and
Yeah.
scripts.
It's okay.
I'm just trying to rank
It's
some
news. People mispronounce stuff all the time live. You know.
Hold on.
And my name.
Live
Somebody-
TV.
Someone said the support court instead of the Supreme Court today. I think someone said that.
Oh, yeah, I did hear that.
Okay. Okay,
All
so
good, though, just
so basically,
So
Like, you don't have to like jump right in. Like, wait a second or two because graphics aren't always
ready.
the fastest,
And that's
especially pre-tees.
Yeah, pre-tees, that's the one thing I always like yell at the person who's floor directing. Like, just take a pause after the person.
PrimeTime.
Screen is prime time.
Yeah. That's lovely.
Also, if
There's
you
a
make
couple
a
in
mistake,
there.
you can just say I'm sorry and then correct yourself and keep going. If you're speaking slowly, you can typically like catch yourself saying things wrong and slowly correct it and just keep going.
I kind of disagree with saying sorry though. Just like say, just keep going.
Excuse me.
Yeah, this is
Or just say it right. Like, don't just keep saying it wrong. You know, like restart the words. So then they start at the meaning of the story gets told, rather than just saying the wrong word of the story gets confused.
If we don't
No, I'm
make
saying
those
to my brother.
corrections,
My
we
brother's
could be
watching right now.
accused of saying
What's up, Nicholas?
things.
Start the word.
Can I ask for a job?
Okay, Nicholas, please donate. And also, whoever,
My younger brother is 13. He's currently watching.
this whatever his allowance is donated to us because it definitely is something we need.
We need money.
Let's get allowance.
Yeah.
Ask for a job real
Wow.
quick.
Primetime opinions. We don't endorse anything, but
Hi, I'm Julia Mia, and I'm looking for a job in broadcast. So if anyone out there is watching, look. Okay, here's the thing though. I'm graduating, and so this is yes, but I want to experience another industry before I start the worst 3 years of my life. So
We're gonna send that to America.
but look at these teeth. Just smiling for the camera. This deserves to be on broadcast, so thank you. Julia Mia. Go find me on LinkedIn.
You got the wrong camera.
Where's the camera? Oh.
Camera 2.
Here are my teeth again. This belongs on broadcast, so go find me on LinkedIn, Julia Mia. MEAH.
What?
What? Who did that?
okay. So,
Are we ready for primetime Wales?
Wait,
we're
really quick. For all the people who jumped on opinion today, especially Paisley, I told her like 2 minutes before. You guys did a great job. Like,
Shout out to
living
Green
on.
Kevin, by the way. Shout out to Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin, Aiden, wherever you are, Paisley, jumping in last minute, ad-libbing that stuff. That was really good. Yeah.
Kevin on the green screen was hilarious. His entire
It was worse than I expected because this is
Really? I didn't even notice.
I was actually thinking of running, just getting you my jacket to put it on for like 2 seconds.
That would have.
hindsight is 2020.
We're changing color.
Primetime Wales.
Yeah.
Time for primetime Wales.
Is there any final thoughts?
Yeah.
No.
We have 15 minutes for primetime Wales. So
I don't have enough content for 15 minutes.
Oh, the teleprompter.
Well, no, but
Do you want me to interview you for your primetime meals or how you doing?
Well, William said he was going to.
I'm gonna do it.
Cool. But
By the way, guys.
Y'all just come and support Student Voices. StudentVoices.org. Come on down. Donate some money. Listen, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I have no shame We need the money, and you have the money. Please give us the money.
We will do a subathon.
And on that note, we're going to move on to our next segment,
PrimeTime Wales.
which we will be standing for. Ooh, here,
Wait,
one
no.
second.
Can we get someone to raise the PTZ for us? Yeah. Bob.
Watch your foot. Yeah. So we're going to be moving on to...
No, Kevin, I mean this physically. Look at that. We can see the bottom of the teleprompter in the screen. This is objective fact, okay? This is just actually right now it is not objective fact, okay? We're gonna have some arguments. We're gonna have some spicy takes here today.
Well, I realize now that they can't see the tier list. So what do you say? You want to start from the bottom, move our way up?
Guys, they can hear you right now, by the way, because these are dynamics.
That's fine. We like the background.
It's fine. It's fine.
The audience involvement.
Exactly. What's up, Mom? Hi, Mom. Okay, so.
A little whitewash in this. All right.
Dude, I look so pale.
Have a good night, y'all.
Good night. Okay, I'm taking off the jacket for this. This is gonna get some hot takes.
Whoa. Yeah. So let's keep it PG here. You got a 13-year-old brother watching.
True, I do. Okay. True. All right, starting off in F tier.
So
a take that you have that I don't really agree with.
So very briefly, have a good night, y'all. Very briefly, I made the tier list for this. Casual tier list, starting off the F tier. I actually have the orca.
That's just not true.
The killer whale, you know.
I put killer whale, apex predator, the Arctic. Have you seen he like flip things into the air and like?
But I feel like he's overrated.
I agree he is overrated. I will give you that. I don't think he's F tier. I think he's slightly above that.
Are you part of Hookbang? Yeah. Would you like to come in take a look at our tier list here? So we just started. We're gonna run this for 5 minutes. It's a whale tier list, and at the bottom right here, I
don't agree. I personally do not agree.
I feel like it's an overrated whale, overrated creature.
I think you're missing something critical here, though. Where is Brendan Fraser?
True. Where is Jeff Bezos, the whale, giving plenty of money to charity? The whale himself.
Wait, do you get the reference?
I know.
He's from a movie called The Whale.
Oh, got you. Well, I was thinking.
My name is Robbie. Hi, guys.
Free Willy. Where's the whale from? Where's the Pinocchio whale?
Which one? There's like lots.
That would have been like a humpback whale.
The humpback whale, yeah. Where's the?
There's the original Pinocchio. There's Pinocchio, a true story. There's Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Okay.
There's a live action Pinocchio from.
Guys, I just realized that we brought in an RTF kid, so we're gonna cut the broadcast.
I'm also RTF, but I'm switching to journalism.
I have a journalism minor.
Oh, that's dope.
That's my goat. All right, moving on. What is in the C tier list?
So
I say we move Orca up to C, like behind C. Like,
what do you think of that?
I don't say he's F tier.
What's your reasoning behind this decision?
Apex predator. Yeah. All right. 0 human-related deaths involving the orca. The orca does not attack humans.
What is this tier list based on? Like their ability to kill?
No, their coolness.
Oh, their coolness.
Like how
I made
this is purely objective.
Very objective, yeah.
I'm just thinking like Shamu.
Which one? There's like 50.
So while we're on the topic of SeaWorld, it's a good time to mention. Yeah. Actually, what are we mentioning here?
SeaWorld, they have whales and fish and such, they're just like just big guys and little guys.
The only thing they see at SeaWorld is walls, the fish.
That's just terrible.
It's deep.
Okay, so what is the next whale you have?
Okay, so the next whale I have within our C tier is going to be the humpback whale, and I believe that is a sperm whale.
Okay, so
I put those two in as C tier. My reasoning personally, they're just whales. It's a whale.
I think the sperm whale is different. I think sperm whale is different. The sperm whale is built different. It hunts giant squid underwater, and they have epic fights that nobody gets to see. It's so metal. This man comes in with scratches on his face from these like killer giant squid that try and like gnash him off. I think that's good kind of metal.
Yeah. Well,
so,
do you have any thoughts on that?
I just think whales are cool. There's all kinds of whales out there. But like these whales, they're just
Trinity. We're doing a whale tier list.
Awesome. Do you
want to join in? This is my orientation friend Trinity.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, she's my subordinate.
What do you think of this tier list?
It's right up there. I keep in mind I made this tier list.
So. Wait, no. Why is Shamu at the bottom?
It's an overrated whale. I'm sorry.
No. I say it's top of C.
You're an overrated whale.
No, I think Shamu should be. I think Shamu should be S tier because SeaWorld's great. Love SeaWorld.
True. Okay.
But don't they?
Yeah.
Should we get the boom mic though, or just leave it? Like...
Okay. We'll let y'all get to it then, because we'll go ahead and leave the whale.
Okay. Well, the last up on the list is the sperm whale, and then what was on B?
B.
What's B tier?
Beluga.
I think that's
Beluga's S tier.
S tier is beluga. Whale shark. Number 2. Number 3 is what? What whale is that? Is that the blue whale? That's the blue whale.
That is a dark whale.
The blue whale. You know
blue whales are
the
blue.
big.
That's the
biggest whale in the world.
That's not a beluga. Okay.
Okay. We're gonna leave. What is this? What's coming?
This is PrimeTime Whales. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys so much.
Over to Hookbang now. This is all you. I'm just gonna leave those to you right now.
Have fun, guys. Support studentvoices.org. Give us money. We need it. Woo!
Studentvoices.org. We know you have the money. We need the money.
We need better cameras and better everything.
Yeah. Well, double. Well, guys, stay tuned. Hookbang getting started with our awesome live mukbang thing soon. Stay tuned. It's gonna be cool. Stay tuned.
Why did they talk about orcas?
Well, then go be right then. Remember, we're live still, so no words. Yeah. Or no, the kinds of words. Look at you. I'm just gonna hear. Yeah. Whoa! Rafter cam. Where is it? Hi. Of course. We'll just have 2, because these booms are pretty good.